Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Now, today we're going to be setting up a 29-gallon aquarium, but it's going to be outside. And we're going to do it outside to take advantage of the temperatures that are going to be warming up here very, very soon. And in this 29-gallon tank, I'm going to be breeding long fin white cloud minnows. Now, I've accidentally bred white cloud minnows in the past. They're super easy to breed, they're egg scatterers, and they kind of just breed on their own. There's not too much you have to do to intervene with them, which is great. Not too long ago, I made a video where I set up a molly breeding aquarium. If you haven't checked out that video, check out that one. It's going to be very similar to this video, because obviously this tank is going to be set up outside. Now in today's video, I'm going to do a quick run through on some of the equipment I have. We're going to get the tank up and running. The temperature is still a little bit too cold to put fish at the moment. However, I'm just going to set up the tank now, let it cycle. Maybe we'll chime back in and get some live plants here and there, and then we'll wrap it up with getting the fish at the end. So obviously we have to go through the equipment first. So outside I have just a standard 29-gallon glass aquarium. Pretty bare bones. I also have this simple 29-gallon aquarium hood. There's no lights in it because this aquarium is going to be outside, so we don't really need any extra lighting. Now for filtration, I was going to use a sponge filter, but I already had this hang on back filter, so I thought I would just use what I already have. It's a top fin 75-gallon aquarium filter. In there is just some filter cartridges and some little bio plates. Really nothing special. It does 300 gallons an hour, but it is adjustable, so it's not going to be blowing our white clouds around, which is good. And there is a coarse sponge on the intake, so it's not going to suck up any of the eggs or the baby fish. It's not the ideal filter, but I'm using all the equipment I already have, so it will totally get the job done. Now as for decor, I really just have a ton of fake plants. Now fake plants are great. They provide tons of cover for the baby fish and the eggs that these fish are going to lay, because adult fish will eat the eggs and will eat the babies. So the more foliage like this, the better. It allows the baby fish to hide out from the parents. We'll also probably get some live plants. I just don't have any today, so we're just going to be setting it up with all fake plants today. Really, any fake plants work, so it's going to look a little messy, but that's kind of the point. The more hiding spots, the better. And then for the bottom of the aquarium, I just have some simple natural colored pea gravel to just provide a nice base layer in the tank. So that's it for the equipment. I'm going to go ahead and catch you guys outside where the tank is set up. It's on 2 cinder blocks to kind of raise it off the ground, give it more of a level surface to sit on. So without further ado, let's head outside and start setting the tank up. So welcome to the aquarium setup time lapse. Now the first thing you're going to notice is that, well, I used a sponge filter instead of that hang on back filter, and that was because I needed the tank to be as close to this wall as possible, and the sponge filter allowed us to do that while the hang on back filter did not. Now as the tank fills up, we're going to take a pause here real quick because I need to talk about what you're going to see next. So the first thing to know is that to allow for proper cycling time, this video is spread out over a couple weeks. So upcoming, you're going to see me get some plants for the tank, and eventually at the end we will be getting the fish. Now we had some hurdles to jump through along the way, but I promise we will be getting this tank completely finalized by the end of this video. It just takes some wild turns here and there.
3 weeks later.
So I just got back from the fish store with some plants for the white cloud breeding aquarium, as well as some for the PETCO / molly breeding tank we talked about in another video. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. It's so windy right now, and I'm under an umbrella, and the koi pond is down there covered in leaves. Like, it's a mess right now. But in the bag, which is what you really care about, I got some hornwort. This umbrella is about to fall, hold on. But I got some hornwort, some anubias, and a crypt. The anubias and the crypt are these potted plants, which you literally can't see. The water is kind of nasty. And then the hornwort is just gonna go in the breeding tank out here. There's not much to update on this tank. It's only been like 2-ish weeks. We're still waiting on the fish, which are those long fin white cloud minnows, which hopefully we'll be able to get. There's the ducks, by the way. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab this hornwort out of here and get it in this little tank. Now hornwort is great. It's a super easy to keep plant. Well, there it all is. It's not looking too great from the fish store. This one actually came with a little assassin snail, it looks like. We'll leave that guy in there. But hornwort is a super easy to take care of plant. Hopefully it won't need a lot of light, even though this tank does get natural light. But as it grows very bushy, as you can see, and it provides great spots for fish to scatter their eggs, or for live bear fish to, you know, have their babies hide in there. So it's a super great, pretty cheap plant. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this guy kind of float down, and then we'll get these other 2 plants in the tank inside. And our potted plants are gonna go right in here. There's the anubias. This is the molly breeding tank, by the way. Once again, we made a couple of videos on this tank, do not worry. So if you wanna see more, check those out. And then right here is the crypt. Once again, we'll put it right over here. Just like so.
2 days later.
Okay, it is like 2 days later, but while we're on the topic of plants, I thought I would go ahead and show you some new pond plants I got. Someone was giving these away. Well, it's hard for you to see. There they are. On the side of the road. And I literally just like grabbed them, and here we are. Sorry about this lighting. Every time I go to film outside, the lighting is trash. I'm sorry, but we're gonna make it work. Now the plants are kind of dying. Maybe that's why they're free. The first thing I have to do though is empty the skimmer basket. It's so suctioned down. There we go. It gets full so fast. And it's like so nasty too. Okay, so we'll get that all back in. And now let's check out our plants. So there is more than just one type of plant in here. So the first one down here is some dying Anacharis. I'm just gonna take this and throw it in the fish breeding tank. It's a good plant for baby fish to hide in if it lives. So we'll just put that in here with the hornwort. There's actually a lot more Anacharis than I expected going through the bag again. I kind of forgot I grabbed all this. And it's hard for you to see, but there is some new growth, so that is good. Next up is this water hyacinth. It's a floating plant. I should rinse these off first, but I don't feel like it. It is a floating plant. Obviously, it doesn't look too hot right now because we're just coming out of winter, but hopefully now that it warms up a little bit, it will maybe bounce back, but we'll see. We'll just let it float in the meantime. There's also a whole bunch of these smaller floating plants. These are like aquarium floating plants. I'm gonna put these in maybe an aquarium inside. I feel like it's called frog bit, but I have no idea. I'm gonna go ahead and separate all these and then we'll go put these in a tank inside. But before we do that, we're gonna put whatever these long, tall plants are, I'm gonna set those guys in the pond. So I have no idea what this plant is called, nor do I have a pot for it right now. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna slide it right next to this pot. There's supposed to be elephant ear plants in there. And that pot right there, I don't even know if they're gonna come back from the winter. If they do, great. If not, we'll just replant that pot. So it may need some adjusting, but there is that new plant. Yeah, it looks dead, but we're also, like I mentioned, just coming out of winter, so hopefully it will bounce back. No idea what that plant's called, to be honest with you, but it looks great there, kind of.
Eventually.
Okay guys, it is a little bit later, and this video seems to have turned into a plant video rather than a breeding fish video. I promise the fish are coming soon, they're just not here yet. But we did get more plants. I thought I would just throw them in this video, show you guys. I got some bamboo, 4 stalks of bamboo for the patio pond. I'll show you that as soon as all these are in. And then I also got this huge bag of Java moss. Now this was growing in the overflow section of the Petco's plant tank. That's like an hour from me. And they literally just gave me this entire bag full of Java moss. Like, I don't know if you can like actually like tell, but it is so densely packed. There's just tons of it. And they just gave it to me because, like I said, it was just growing in like their overflow of the plant system. So huge bag of Java moss. This stuff is amazing in breeding tanks. So we're gonna put some in the breeding tank we just set up, as well as some in the molly breeding tank where there's actually more baby mollies. That tank is doing awesome. There's plecos in there, there's mollies, everyone's having a great time. So I'm definitely gonna add some Java moss in there for the babies to kind of hide in, swim in and out, and avoid some of the adult fish. As for the fish, the white cloud minnows we're gonna be breeding, I was unable to get in longfin white clouds, so we're gonna try to get in gold white cloud minnows. We'll see what happens though. I'll catch you guys later. Okay, we are back. What you guys have finally been waiting for. I'm here with the fish. I just got back from my local fish store. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'll run through it real quick. These right here are the 8 golden white cloud minnows. Now, this is the bag they came in from shipping, so they are a little bit washed out, but these are the fish we're gonna be breeding in that 29-gallon aquarium. Finally, they are here. Now, also, I decided I wanted to breed bristlenose plecos in there because I noticed there was a ton of algae, and what better to do than stick 3 bristlenose plecos in there and see what happens. These guys are super tiny, so it's gonna take a while for them to grow up and actually sex out and be able to have a whole bunch of baby plecos. But I got 3 of them. One of them is actually dead in the bag. They were like $7 a piece, so whatever. But I just need to remember when I go back into the store later, if I remember. I probably won't, to be honest, but if I remember, I'll try to get that guy sorted out. But for now, we only have 2 little bristlenose plecos. They are very tiny, as you can see, but it's the perfect time to grow them out in an outdoor little aquarium. Last but not least, I got a flying fox, which is a knockoff Siamese algae eater for the 15-gallon aquarium, and some turbo snails for the saltwater aquarium. So now we're gonna go back to the breeding aquarium outside, start acclimating these guys, and we'll finally be able to get them into the aquarium. And here is current day what that aquarium looks like. It's disgusting on the front. As you can see, the ducks have splashed water on it, and there's a ton of brown algae, but that's fine. It's an outdoor aquarium. It's gonna get like that. Taking the top off real quick though, here's a nice top-down view. So the water is crystal clear. As I mentioned, we have a ton of brown algae, which does no harm to the fish. It's actually a great food source for those little baby plecos. Why are you biting my shoe? And then of course we have that Java moss and the hornwort, which is down there. All doing really well. As you can see, it's super bright, vibrant green. It is loving the natural light. But we're just gonna float these guys in here and let them do their thing for like 15-20 minutes, and then I'll release them into this aquarium, and that will finally wrap up today's video.
A few moments later.
Okay, our fish are all temperature acclimated right here. I cleaned the glass, kind of. You can kind of like maybe see in there better. No, there's still a lot of algae, but we're leaving the algae so those plecos have something to eat. Yeah, you can see the dead one. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start getting these bags open. We'll start with the white clouds. So I don't know if I said it, I probably did. But there's 8 white clouds in here, and those are the 8 we're gonna start with. Hopefully we end up with 800, but you never know. Here they are though. I don't have like a really good spot to put this camera, but I'm just gonna put you there and hope you don't fall. Let me just cut this bag open right here, like so. Now the temperature of this tank is still kind of cold, probably like 66, I'll say. That's fine for these white clouds though. However, it is gonna warm up very, very soon. It actually does warm up quite a bit during the day. It just gets a little cold at night. And we'll put these guys in. Now these baby plecos on the other hand, actually, because they're so small and because the water temperature is still a little bit cold out here, fine for the white clouds. I wouldn't say super fine for the baby plecos. I'm gonna put these guys in the molly breeding tank for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then I'll bring them out here. They'll probably have gained a little bit of size by then too. But we're just gonna like pretend I just dumped them in and they're in here. The white clouds are all congregating down here at the bottom. They're not really doing too much, obviously, because they just came out of a shipping bag. But I think that is just about a wrap for our 29-gallon outdoor breeding aquarium. Stay tuned for videos coming soon on this tank. Hopefully we'll have a ton of baby fish in the near future, but we'll just have to see. Alright guys, I got the plecos acclimating in the molly breeding tank behind me. And I know this video is very chaotic and very spread out, but it is coming to a close here. As I mentioned, I will totally be giving updates on these new gold white cloud minnows. Hopefully we'll have some babies like I mentioned. There's actually a gold white cloud minnow in my 36-gallon tank, just one of them right over there. Maybe I'll transfer that guy outside here soon. But that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Next week's video is also supposed to be an outdoor video. I'll give you a hint, it's about some new pond plants. Hopefully that video comes to fruition. We're having some issues right now with those pond plants and with some of the new pond fish. Once again, waiting for them to come in. But hopefully next week's video comes together kind of like this one. Once again though, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like more outdoor videos like this, setting up other outdoor aquariums, I have a huge koi pond as you saw earlier, and I have a little 7-gallon mini pond where we put the bamboo. So if you guys want to see more outdoor aquariums as it warms up and hopefully breeding some more fish outside, let me know down in the comments below. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.